Start your day like this, not with pressure, not with urgency, but with a quiet return to yourself. Before you reach for your phone, before the noise of the world begins to pull at your attention, I want you to pause with me just for a moment. Take a slow, gentle breath in and let it out softly. That's it. No rush. There is nothing you need to chase right now, nothing you need to prove. You are here, and that is enough. My dear, let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly arrived in your own morning? Not just waking up physically, but arriving emotionally, mentally, spiritually. When was the last time your day didn't begin with tension or worry or that quiet feeling that you're already behind? Because I know how it feels. That subtle pressure that creeps in before your feet even touch the ground. The mind starts racing. The to-do lists, the expectations, the weight of yesterday quietly spilling into today. And before you even realize it, your energy is already scattered, already given away. But what if I told you something gentle, something you may have forgotten? Your morning is not just a beginning. It is a foundation. It is the emotional blueprint for everything that follows. The way you enter your morning is the way life meets you. So if your mornings feel rushed, life begins to feel rushed. If your mornings feel heavy, life begins to feel heavy. But if your mornings feel intentional, calm, grounded, something beautiful begins to unfold. Life starts to mirror that same energy back to you. And this is not about perfection, sweetheart. This is not about doing everything right. This is about coming home to yourself again and again, each morning. You see, most people think their day is shaped by external events, by what happens to them. But the truth is much softer than that, and much more powerful. Your day is shaped by how you meet it, and the way you meet it begins in those first quiet moments after you wake up. So instead of asking, "What do I need to do today?" I want you to begin asking something deeper, something more transformative. How do I want to feel today? Do you feel the shift in that question? Because when you start there, everything changes. You are no longer reacting to life, you are gently guiding it. Think of your morning like planting a seed, not a physical seed, but an emotional one. If you plant stress, you will grow more stress. If you plant gratitude, you will begin to notice more things to be grateful for. If you plant calm, peace, presence, your day begins to blossom in that same frequency. And I want you to understand this deeply. You don't need to control everything around you to change your life. You only need to become aware of what you are cultivating within you. That is where your power lives, quietly, patiently, waiting for you to notice it. So tomorrow morning, or even the next time you wake up, instead of jumping out of bed, I want you to do something different, something so simple, yet so powerful. Stay still for just a moment. Feel your breath, feel your body, feel the fact that you are here, alive, breathing, beginning again. And then gently, without forcing anything, bring your awareness to one small feeling of appreciation. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe it's the softness of your bed. Maybe it's the quiet of the morning. Maybe it's simply the fact that you have another chance, another day. Let that feeling grow, just a little. Because what you're doing in that moment is training your mind and your body to begin the day from a place of openness instead of resistance. And my dear, that changes everything. You see, most people don't realize that their body wakes up already remembering yesterday, the emotions, the worries, the patterns. They are still there, quietly running in the background. So when you pause, when you breathe, when you choose even the smallest moment of gratitude, you are interrupting that pattern. You are saying, gently but clearly, today can be different, and it doesn't need to be dramatic. Transformation rarely is. It happens in these small, quiet shifts, repeated again and again, like choosing to sit up slowly instead of rushing, like placing your feet on the ground with awareness, like taking one conscious breath before you stand. These are not just habits, they are signals. Signals to your mind, to your body, to your entire being that you are no longer living on autopilot. You are present, you are awake, and you are choosing. Let me tell you something beautiful. The world does not respond to your words as much as it responds to your state. So, if your morning begins in anxiety, even if you try to stay positive later, there is already a subtle tension shaping your experience. But if your morning begins in calm, even if challenges come, you meet them differently. You meet them with space, with softness, with clarity. Do you see how powerful that is? You don't need to wait for your life to change in order to feel better. You begin by feeling differently, and life begins to rearrange around that. And I know sometimes mornings don't feel easy. Sometimes you wake up carrying something heavy, something unresolved, something that makes it hard to even want to begin. And if that's you, I want you to hear this. You are not doing it wrong. You are human. And even in those moments, especially in those moments, your morning can still become a place of healing, not by forcing yourself to be positive, but by being gentle with what is there. If you wake up feeling tired, acknowledge it. If you wake up feeling anxious, breathe into it. If you wake up feeling uncertain, allow it to be present without judgment. Because healing doesn't begin with resistance, it begins with acceptance. And from that place, something soft begins to open. So instead of fighting your feelings, sit with them for a moment. Place your hand on your heart and just say, quietly within yourself, I am here, I am listening, I am allowed to feel this, and I am safe. Do you feel how that changes the energy? You're no longer at war with yourself. You're in relationship with yourself. And that, my dear, is where real transformation begins. As your morning unfolds, I want you to carry this awareness with you like a quiet companion. When you wash your face, feel the water. When you drink your tea or coffee, taste it fully. When you look outside, really see the light, the sky, the movement of the world waking up. These are not small things. They are anchors, bringing you back to the present moment, again and again. Because the truth is, your life is not happening in the past, and it is not waiting in the future. It is unfolding right here, in these small, ordinary moments. And when you learn to meet them with presence, they begin to feel extraordinary. So instead of rushing through your morning, I want you to soften into it. Instead of trying to get somewhere, I want you to be here, because the way you begin matters more than you think. And this is just the beginning, because there is a deeper shift waiting for you, a shift that will change not just your mornings, but the way you see yourself entirely. But for now, just stay here with me in this gentle awareness. Take another slow breath and let yourself feel, even if just a little, that something new is already beginning within you. And as you sit there, breathing a little slower now, feeling just a little more present, I want to gently guide you into something deeper, something most people overlook without even realizing it. Because you see, my dear, it's not just what you do in the morning that changes your life. It's who you believe you are while you're doing it. Take a moment and really feel into that. Who are you in the quiet moments of your morning? Are you the version of yourself that feels behind, trying to catch up to life? Or are you the version of yourself who is already enough, already becoming, already unfolding in perfect timing? Because the truth is, before your day even begins, you have already decided who you are. And that decision doesn't always come from words. It comes from feeling. It comes from the subtle emotional tone you carry when you wake up, the way you speak to yourself, the way you move, the way you expect the day to go. So instead of trying to control your entire day, I want you to begin with something much softer and much more powerful. I want you to choose your identity, not in a forceful way, not by pretending, but by gently stepping into the feeling of the person you are becoming. Let me ask you something. If you were already living the life you dream about, if things were already working out for you, if you already felt secure, peaceful, aligned, how would your morning feel? Would it feel rushed, tense, uncertain? Or would there be a quiet confidence, a softness, a sense that you don't need to chase anything, because what is meant for you is already finding its way? Stay with that feeling for a moment, because this is where your power lives. You don't wait for your life to change in order to feel this way. You begin by allowing yourself to feel this way, even in small amounts, even for a few seconds, and your life begins to respond. It's like tuning a radio, sweetheart. You don't create the music. You simply adjust your frequency, and suddenly the sound becomes clear. In the same way, your morning is your chance to tune yourself emotionally, mentally, energetically. So instead of waking up and immediately focusing on what's missing, I want you to gently bring your awareness to what is becoming. Even if you can't see it yet, even if it hasn't fully arrived, you can begin to feel it. And that feeling becomes your signal. So tomorrow morning, or whenever you begin again, after you take that first conscious breath, I want you to quietly ask yourself, who am I choosing to be today? Not what will I achieve, not what will I fix, but who am I in this moment? And then, instead of answering with words, answer with feeling. Maybe it's a sense of calm, maybe it's a quiet confidence, maybe it's a gentle trust that things are unfolding. Let that feeling settle into your body, even if it feels unfamiliar at first. Because I want you to understand something important. Your body has been conditioned over time to feel certain emotions automatically. Stress, worry, doubt. They can become pre-vich habits, almost like default settings. So when you introduce a new feeling, peace, trust, gratitude, it might feel subtle, even fragile. But that doesn't mean it's not real. It just means it's new. And every time you return to it, every time you choose it again, it begins to strengthen. Like a muscle, quietly growing, quietly reshaping who you are. So don't rush this process. Don't force it. Just return again and again to that gentle awareness. And as your morning continues, I want you to bring this same softness into your thoughts. because your thoughts in the morning, they are like whispers that echo throughout your entire day. If those whispers are critical, rushed, fearful, your day begins to carry that same tone. But if those whispers are kind, patient, supportive, something begins to shift. So instead of letting your mind run automatically, I want you to gently guide it, not by controlling every thought, but by choosing what you return to. When you notice a thought like, I have so much to do, pause, breathe, and softly respond. I will move through today one moment at a time, and that is enough. When you notice a feeling of pressure, pause and remind yourself, I am allowed to move with ease. I don't need to rush my life. Do you feel the difference? You're not denying reality. You're changing your relationship to it. And that changes everything. Because life is not just responding to your actions, it is responding to your state, your perception, your internal dialogue. So, as you move through your morning, I want you to carry this awareness gently, like holding something precious. When you get dressed, feel your body moving. When you look in the mirror, soften your gaze. When you step into your day, carry that quiet intention within you. There is no need to announce it, no need to prove it. Just feel it. And now, I want to guide you into something even deeper, something that will begin to rewire the way your mind and body work together. Stay with me here. Close your eyes for just a moment. If you can, take a slow breath in. And as you breathe out, allow your body to relax just a little more. Now, gently bring to mind the feeling you want to carry today. Peace, confidence, clarity, whatever feels right for you. And instead of just thinking about it, I want you to feel it as if it is already here. Let it fill your chest, your heart, your entire being. And quietly, within yourself, repeat after me. I am safe to begin again. I am allowed to move with ease. I trust the timing of my life. I am becoming the person I am meant to be. I welcome this day with an open heart. Slowly, gently, let those words settle. You don't need to force belief. Just allow the feeling to be present. Because these are not just words. They are instructions, signals, invitations for your mind and body to align in a new way. And over time, as you repeat this, as you feel this, something begins to shift beneath the surface. Your reactions soften. Your thoughts become clearer. Your energy becomes more grounded. And without even realizing it, you begin to move differently through your day. But let me be honest with you, my dear. There will be moments, even with all of this, where old patterns try to return. Moments where you feel the previous pull of stress, or doubt, or impatience. And when that happens, I don't want you to judge yourself. I don't want you to think you failed. Because this is not about being perfect. This is about being aware. So when you notice yourself slipping back into old patterns, simply pause, take a breath, and gently return. Return to your body. Return to your breath. Return to the feeling you chose in the morning. That is all. That is enough. Because every time you return, you are reinforcing a new way of being. You are reminding yourself again and again, I am not my old patterns. I am not my past. I am choosing something new. And that choice, repeated softly, consistently, becomes your transformation. So don't underestimate these small moments. Don't overlook the quiet shifts, because this is how everything begins to change. And as you continue this practice, something beautiful starts to happen. You stop asking, when will my life change? And you begin to realize it already is, not in some distant future, but right here in the way you breathe, the way you think, the way you feel, in the way you begin your morning. And now, as you sit with all of this, as something inside you begins to soften, to open, to remember, I want to gently bring you into the deepest part of this journey. Because what you are really creating each morning is not just a better routine. You are creating a new relationship with your life. Take a slow breath with me. Feel your chest rise and fall. And just notice how different you feel right now compared to the beginning. A little more present, a little more grounded, a little more here. This is where it begins. Not out there, not someday, not when everything is perfect, but here, in this quiet awareness. You see, my dear, most people spend their lives waiting for a moment that finally makes them feel at peace. I'll relax when things settle down. I'll feel happy when this works out. I'll feel worthy when I achieve that. But what they don't realize is that peace was never waiting for those things. Those things were always waiting for them to feel peace first, because your external life is always catching up to your internal state. Always. So, when you begin your morning in calm, in presence, in trust, you are not just preparing for your day. You are sending a signal to life itself. A signal that says, I am ready to receive differently now. And life listens. Not to your words, but to your energy, your consistency, your quiet, repeated choice to show up in a new way. And this is why these gentle morning habits, these soft shifts in awareness, are so powerful. Because they are not just things you do, they are ways you become. Every time you pause instead of rushing, you are becoming more present. Every time you choose a kinder thought, you are becoming more compassionate. Every time you breathe through discomfort, you are becoming more grounded. And over time, these small moments begin to weave together, forming a completely new version of you. Not forced, not rushed, but naturally, beautifully, inevitably. And one day, you will look back and realize you don't react the same way anymore. You don't carry the same heaviness anymore. You don't question yourself the same way anymore. And it won't be because something dramatic happened. It will be because you chose again and again to begin your days differently, softly, consciously, with intention. So now, I want to guide you into something you can carry with you, not just in the morning, but throughout your entire day. A simple return, a gentle anchor. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or rushed or pulled in too many directions, pause. Just for a moment, take a breath and ask yourself, where am I right now? Within myself? Not where are you physically, but where are you emotionally, mentally, energetically? And whatever you find, meet it with kindness. If you feel scattered, bring yourself back to your breath. If you feel tense, soften your shoulders, your jaw, your chest. If you feel disconnected, gently return to the present moment. This is your power, not controlling everything around you, but continuously returning to yourself, again and again and again. Because every time you return, you strengthen something within you. A sense of stability, a sense of trust, a sense that no matter what happens, you can meet it. And my dear, that changes everything. Because life will always have movement, unpredictability, moments you cannot control. But when you are grounded within yourself, those moments no longer shake you the same way. They pass through you instead of consuming you. And now, I want to leave you with something very gentle, something you can carry into tomorrow morning and every morning after that. When you wake up, before you do anything else, place your hand on your heart, take a slow breath, and softly say to yourself, "Today, I begin again." Not perfectly, not forcefully, just gently, honestly, with an open heart. Today, I choose presence over pressure. Today, I choose softness over struggle. Today, I trust that I am already on my way. Let those words settle. Let them become a feeling, not just a thought. Because you are not trying to convince yourself of something, you are reminding yourself of something that has always been true. You are already becoming. You are already unfolding. You are already on your path, even if it doesn't always look the way you expected. So, there is no need to rush, no need to compare, no need to question your timing. Everything is moving, even when it feels still. Everything is aligning, even when it feels uncertain. And you are allowed to move through it all with grace, with patience, with trust. So take one more breath with me, slowly in and gently out, and just feel this moment. Feel the quiet, feel the space, feel the possibility, because your life is not something that begins someday. It begins each morning, in the way you breathe, in the way you think, in the way you choose to meet yourself. So start your day like this, not with fear, not with urgency, but with presence, with softness, with the quiet knowing that you are already becoming everything you need to be. And my dear, that is more than enough.